My name is Kate, and I'd like to welcome you to the Raymond iWAREHOUSE virtual info session. Today, we have 5 members of the Raymond iWAREHOUSE team here to tell you a little bit about what iWAREHOUSE is, the roles and responsibilities of the team, the skills you need to be successful on the iWAREHOUSE team, and what opportunities might be available to you based on your degree within the team. So with that, let's get started. Panelists, let's start by allowing yourselves to introduce each other. So we'll begin with John.
Thank you, Kate. My name is John Rosenberger. I've been with the Raymond Corporation for 10 years. Previously, I was in the electronic assembly industry for 26 years. I currently direct and manage various iWAREHOUSE solution projects and programs for the Raymond Corporation. Relating to the growth of our iWAREHOUSE Solutions enterprise, I actually started as an implementation manager, bringing initial iWAREHOUSE customer sites online. However, now there are 5 independent implementation managers within our corporate headquarters, and at least 1 in every one of our 20 solution and support centers. So we've definitely have grown over the years, and I would say grown by a lot.
Thank you, John. Scott?
Thanks, Kate. My name is Scott Craver. I actually started out of college working as a field engineer in the Midwest for an automated electronics assembly company. I came to Raymond looking for different opportunities, and I've been with Raymond for about 14 years. I actually started in the project management group, and once I launched the flagship reach truck, moved over to take over the responsibility of our technology solutions group, which was iWAREHOUSE at the time. So it's been a fun road, and looking forward to what's ahead.
Great, thank you, Scott. And Jennifer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Gilligan. I started working with Raymond Corporation back in 2014 as the iWAREHOUSE product manager. In this role, I led several successful system launches, one of which is our current telematics system today, iWAREHOUSE Evolution. In 2017, we identified a need for an operations team to support the continued growth of our business. It was at this time that I transitioned into the operations manager role. In this role, I am responsible for 3 teams: the order management group, the project management group, and the implementation support group. My team works directly with our customers in Raymond sales and service centers to manage order entry and billing, customer projects, provide training, implementation support for technology solutions. My team and I focus on process improvement and preparing the business to support continued growth of iWAREHOUSE in the launch of new technologies.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jennifer. Let's hear from Amanda.
Hi, my name is Amanda Adams. I started at Raymond back in 2011 as an order administrator, and then I moved to various administrative roles and project specialist positions within the iWAREHOUSE department. I currently supervise the order management team, who administer all order processes, included but not limited to order entry, subscription management, and we lead and participate in process improvements across the organization.
Thank you, Amanda. And last but not least, Trevor.
Thanks, Kate. So hi, my name is Trevor DeJager, and I am a technology solutions co-op with iWAREHOUSE with the Raymond Corporation, and I've been with the Raymond Corporation and iWAREHOUSE for just a little over a year now, and my role is technology solutions co-op, and I study management information systems and international business at the University of Buffalo.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you all for being here today. So we're going to turn it over to Scott for an introduction about what iWAREHOUSE is. Scott, can you tell us?
Sure. So iWAREHOUSE is really the technology end of the Raymond business. We recognized a long time ago it's not going to be enough in the future to really just make world-class lift trucks. Our customers are looking for solutions to run their business more effectively, reduce risk, improve their uptime, and help with their bottom line. So about 12 years ago, we introduced the iWAREHOUSE concept. We're going to take information from the trucks, treat them as a mobile data platform, and we're going to take that information and make it actionable so that the customers can run their fleet more efficiently. And that resonated well with the field. It caused an intense amount of growth in terms of our national account sales on the truck side, allowed us to get into our competitors' doors, and really introduced a lot of success for us. With that success, the iWAREHOUSE group has grown. We now encompass virtual reality, the automated lift trucks, applications engineering, labor management, and a number of other operator assist functions. So they're hoping we can apply that success that we've had with the iWAREHOUSE to the overall iWAREHOUSE solutions portfolio.
Thank you so much, Scott. So to help you all understand iWAREHOUSE just a little bit better, we're going to show you a short video.
It's 7 a.m. Do you know what your lift trucks are doing? iWAREHOUSE is a comprehensive set of solutions that turns every lift truck into an information gathering device that helps managers throughout your business see the big picture and discover ways to turn any warehouse into a powerhouse of efficiency and productivity. It all begins with the swipe of a badge. iWAREHOUSE ensures that daily operator checklists are completed, recorded, and stored to meet OSHA compliance requirements. iWAREHOUSE also helps to make sure that the right operator, and only the right operator, is on the right truck. It's like having an extra set of eyes to make sure nothing slips through the cracks, helping to promote operator accountability. If an impact occurs, iWAREHOUSE immediately and automatically sends an alert by email or text message. These real-time alerts help you take corrective measures to reduce future impacts and the costs that come with them. In addition to monitoring operator performance, iWAREHOUSE allows you to adjust operating parameters remotely, monitor the status and health of batteries, and perform maintenance diagnostics and tracking. It collects a wealth of data 24/7, shift after shift, and delivers it in a form needed to generate performance metrics, all with the click of a mouse or the touch of a screen that connects the warehouse floor to the front office. iWAREHOUSE makes it easy to process this steady stream of data through a single web portal, accessible on your laptop, desktop, or tablet, and an intuitive dashboard that organizes information into practical, actionable intelligence. iWAREHOUSE helps reduce downtime and idle time, track parts and labor, and improve asset utilization so that decisions can be made quickly and efficiently based on real-time data. And when it comes to the bigger questions, iWAREHOUSE provides an enterprise-wide view of lift trucks and operators and how they fit into the overall picture, from operations to HR to finance and up the organizational ladder to the C-suite. To make the most out of this data, iWAREHOUSE consultants are on hand with tailored consulting solutions that help turn iWAREHOUSE into the ultimate optimization tool. Because at the end of the day, it's all about increasing efficiency and productivity and building a better, more profitable business.
John, could you tell us what makes the material handling industry and the iWAREHOUSE Solutions Group such an exciting place to work?
Yes, I can. We supply and service an extremely wide range of customers and industries. I always remember a senior executive reminding all the new employees that come in, everything you're wearing, what you've had for breakfast or eaten for dinner. If you're in the office, most everything you see around you at one point in time was touched by a lift truck. So if you've noticed in the recent commercials and advertisements as well, showing our domestic and global supply chains in action, you will also see a large amount of technology in use. Conveyor systems, many types of material handling equipment, automation, as Scott Craver said, monitoring and tracking systems. All of these enable a consumer to track and order from the manufacturing all the way to delivery of your home. These technologies also allow manufacturers and distributors to manage the costs to perform those services economically. So just that breadth and depth of opportunities that we have in front of us, these are just a few reasons of why our industry and the Raymond Corporation are an exciting place to work.
Thank you, John. And Jennifer, how would you best describe the culture of the Raymond Corporation?
So being on the iWarehouse team, I think we have a unique perspective of this. So the Raymond Corporation is a large company with global presence that it's known for building quality lift trucks. We know we do that well. The iWarehouse team is almost like this smaller business inside Raymond Corporation that specifically focuses on the development and support of new technologies. Our team operates differently from the truck side of the business. Working with technology solutions, we are continuously driving software updates and new product releases. It's a fast-paced environment and our customers have high expectations. This has created a really close-knit relationship across our team. We work together to overcome new obstacles as we encounter them and also to meet our customer needs. Our department is still growing and learning as a team, and that really makes it exciting.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. I think you said it very well. I think Raymond has a great culture. All right, so next question. In your role, could you give us an estimate of the percentage of time each week you work alone versus the percentage of time you spend working with your team and working with other teams within the organization? So Scott, we'll start with you on this one.
All right, so to be a successful organization, one other thing is it's going to require is close collaboration. And I think that's one of the reasons that our warehouse group has had such great success. In a typical work week, I'm spending over 80% of my time collaborating, with my team and others within the organization. And, who we're working with varies wildly. It could be legal, procurement, operations, customer, our dealer, finance, you name it. All of us need to work together to put together successful results. Obviously, COVID has changed things a little bit. Even though we're still working remotely, we're using technology to stay connected. And even though maybe we're not meeting face-to-face in the office, we still have the Microsoft Teams meetings and are meeting on a regular basis to collaborate.
Thank you, Scott. And now let's hear from Trevor from the co-op's perspective.
Sure. So it really depends on the week and the task that I'm assigned. So pre-COVID, when I was in the office, it could be anywhere from 25% of the time I was working by myself to 50% of the time, seeing who needs help with what projects, walking around. It just all depends on a week-by-week basis. During the COVID times, working remotely, I find myself working more about 15 to 25% of the time with other people, and the rest of the time on my own. So it just depends on what tasks you are assigned that week and what kind of department you're working in. So I'd say right now for COVID, it's about 15 to 25, and after COVID, or when I was working not during COVID, it was about 25, 50% of the time. So it just depends.
Thank you for those numbers, Trevor. And do you still interact with the teams via Skype and Teams and Zoom as well through the COVID times?
Yeah, absolutely. So I still have weekly meetings with my mentor, and I also have multiple meetings throughout the week with other people that I'm working with projects on. So I'm still keeping in contact and still seeing constant faces and hearing constant voices throughout my week. So it's good to still have that connection while you're away from people, but you're still connected this way too.
Yes. Thank you so much, Trevor.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on. Next question. Is traveling a requirement for your role? If so, could you tell us the average number of days you are on the road traveling each week? Scott, let's start with you.
Yeah, travel is definitely a requirement for our role. As I mentioned before, like, to closely collaborate with others, sometimes it needs travel. In my role, I was traveling probably about 50% of the time, maybe 10 or 11 days a month. But travel really depends on what role you're in. Our implementation specialists that report to Jen travel 80% of the time and are almost constantly on the road, whereas others travel much less.
Thank you, Scott. So let's hear it from a different perspective now. Amanda, could you tell us about your travels?
Absolutely. So what Scott alluded to in the order management side of it, we only travel maybe 3 to 4 times a year. Two of those trips tend to be a day trip up to our parts distribution center in Syracuse. And then about, the other half is to go to meetings to spend time with our Raymond sales and service centers.
Great, thank you. So it definitely varies widely depending on what role you have within the iWarehouse team. All right, next question. How would you describe the work-life balance with your role at Raymond? And we'll let John answer this one.
Oh, thank you, Kate. Yeah, as with any company, the needs to work within the facility or working remotely vary by job function and the current tasks are being performed. Currently, the work component, our iWarehouse Solutions department provides a very flexible set of arrangements, right? Ours is a technology-based suite of products. So services that you need to perform, whether you're in the workplace or at home, traveling, as Scott said, there's some travel involved. Wherever your computer is, you can perform those functions. Concerning the life component, we do ensure that there is time for all our iWarehouse team members to manage and enjoy the hobbies and needs of your family and personal life, right? And we do understand that these obligations change over time. So we make sure that our work and life balance for our team members is kept contemporary. As things move on in your life, so do our arrangements.
Great answer, John. Thank you. I think Raymond as a whole is very family-centered. So whenever it comes to a work-life balance, I think pretty well-rounded, we take that into consideration. So thank you. Next question. What skills would be beneficial to have for success in a role on the iWarehouse team? We'll let Jennifer answer this one.
Sure, I have lots of input for this one. So specifically when I'm interviewing to grow our team, I typically first like to get a good feel for a person's personality, their work ethic, and their drive. Some high-level skills that are always good and I think are needed to be successful on our team are someone that's self-motivated, an effective communicator, someone that can drive improvement. If they see an opportunity, they make that change, and then someone that's just a general team player. I currently have 2 open roles that we are hiring for, so I can get into some of the specifics on those skills. So the first open role that I have is for a project manager role. And this is a very important role for our team. They almost act as the account manager once we receive the order, and they can be the one that will make or break if an implementation is successful. They are customer facing, so they're really managing that customer relationship. They need to have that customer first mentality. For this role, having a PM certification is also helpful. And I find that people that are strong multitaskers also do very well in this role, just because you need to be the interface between internal teams, the sales and service centers, customers, and IT teams. So there's a lot of moving pieces and you need to be able to keep up with the change and the constant communication. The second role that I have an opening for is a technical sales support. So this was the role that Scott was talking to earlier. They travel about 80% of the time. They travel from customer site to customer site each week to support our implementations. So some skills that would be helpful for this role would be having any background in networking and the basic understanding of wireless communication. We have some people on the team currently that have technician background, and that comes in helpful as they do provide guidance for installation of our solutions on the vehicles. This is also a very customer facing role, similar to the PM. They are responsible for training the customer on our systems and ensuring that they are confident in the system before they leave the site. So customer first mentality again. And this role is really an interesting combination of skills that are kind of hard to come by, because you need to have that customer first mentality, you know, and then that technical background as well. So that's always hard to come by, but those are two open roles that I have today.
Thank you, Jennifer. Great input. So if you are wondering what skills you need, go back and review those. That was great input there. All right, next question. What degrees are generally considered a good match for the iWarehouse team? So for those in college, this will be hopefully beneficial to you, and we'll let Scott answer this one.
All right. So, you know, iWarehouse is effectively its own business unit, and we have a number of different positions. So we require a number of different degrees to be successful. We have 5 different product managers in the group. For that type of position, we're looking for a business or marketing degree, or even an MBA. Some of our best product managers have had MBAs. In terms of implementation specialists, Jen did a great job covering that. We're looking for a technical degree. It could be an engineering degree without the mathematics, or it could be a full-blown engineering degree in computer science, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, or a lot of the newer degrees we're seeing are in system science and integration. So we're seeing a lot of interest in that area. So it's a good business and technical mix of degrees we're looking for. It really depends on the role and responsibility you're looking to have.
Excellent. Thank you, Scott. That was very helpful. All right, moving on. What do you enjoy the most about your job at the Raymond Corporation, and what do you like least about your current role? And let's start with Amanda.
So what I enjoyed the most about my job is working with a wide variety of people. There's so many people I work with every day, starting with our Raymond Sales and Service Center across the US, Canada, and Mexico. Also our Parts Distribution Center up in Syracuse, and then also a wide variety of departments, so leasing and legal and just a vast majority of our enterprise. And then I least enjoy being a rule and policy enforcer. I do have a customer satisfaction way about me, and I'm a people pleaser, but unfortunately that's part of the job.
Thank you, Amanda. It sounds like your role has a lot of communication involved with a lot of different teams.
Absolutely, yes.
This is great. Good part of your role. And now let's hear from Jennifer.
Sure, let's start with a positive. So what I like the most is really 2 things. So first and foremost, the team that I work with. So the people that you work with can either make or break a job, right? They can make it good or they can make it bad. We have a really strong team that we've built over the past few years, working really closely together to build these relationships. And, you know, we work with each other to support each other through the growth of our business and the different challenges that we have come to face. The team is able to laugh and to have fun, but they're also some of the hardest workers I've ever met. So that's great. And then the second part I would say is just that, and most of the team can attest to this, that it never gets boring. There's always a new opportunity or a new challenge to rise to. We work with some really large brand name customers with very high expectations, which really pushes us to be better. In this process, we learn about how our customers run their business, and we find solutions to help them reach their goals. So that's always fun and exciting. On the negative side, what I like least, I would have to say, you know, over the past few years, some of the unexpected challenges that we've run into. You know, as some of us have talked to over the past few years, we've had some tremendous growth in our business, which has been awesome. But we do not always have the answers to the new challenges we run into with these situations. The business is still evolving and we are still learning. Sometimes, you know, in the moment, these situations where you don't have the answer, they can be stressful. But with the team that we have, I know that we'll always come together to work through them and reach resolution.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Challenges and stress, yes, they go hand in hand, but I know firsthand that the iWarehouse team does a great job coming together as a team to solve them and keep moving down the road. So you guys do an awesome job. All right, next up, what types of projects or assignments do you take on being a member of the iWarehouse team as a co-op? So Trevor, we'll let you answer this one.
Yeah, sure. So a lot of what I do really comes down to research and finding different information too. So I do a lot of competitive research on about what the competition is doing and where they are in the market, and also about different technology solutions too. So if there's like a new technology that emerges or something that a competitor uses, we're just not sure about, I really dig down in there and I find out, what are the specifications, how can this apply, and how can we implement it or compete against it. And secondly, I do a lot of general administrative work. So it can be document editing, document creation, or just making sure that things look good too. And I also do a lot of business reports and just general, like I said, general administrative work too. But most of what I do probably comes down to a lot of research and technology research too.
Thank you very much, Trevor. All right, next question. What are you currently doing to develop your career at Raymond? And we will let Amanda answer this one.
So I'm currently developing my career by taking advantage of Raymond's tuition reimbursement program to earn my bachelor's in business management. The process to start the program was super easy. They actually have a team dedicated to this tuition aid program, and an advisor came right to Raymond to start it. So just that alone, being a working mom, full-time working mom, that's one thing that's out of the way. And all the classes have been online, so I'm able to manage that after work. And also, I just appreciate Raymond's willingness to invest in my career and to earn my degree. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you, Amanda. Great answer. And yes, Raymond does have a reimbursement program. So we do help financially with obtaining bachelor's degrees, master's degrees. So we like to help you progress in your career, and it's a return on investment for us. So good work, Amanda. Keep it up. I'm sure it's tough. All right, next question. We'll let Trevor have this one again. Can you describe the coaching and teaching you've received during your co-op on the iWareHouse team?
Yeah, sure. So it's not just coaching, it's more of a leading experience. So there still is coaching and teaching, but there's a lot of focus on mentoring and leading the person into seeing, this is what's available to you, and this is how far you can go and where you can go and stuff like that. So it's a lot of guidance, but it's also a lot of, here are some tasks, see what you can do. And if you have some trouble, come to me and we can help you figure it out too. So it's a lot of focus on, here, I'll give you the tools, see what you can work with. And if you need some help on something, we can go back and we'll fix from there. So it's definitely a really good learning experience.
Thank you, Trevor. And do you feel comfortable going back to ask those questions when you're assigned a project and then questions come up? Do you feel like you can reach out to a mentor or anyone from the team and feel confident that they'll be accepting and provide you an answer?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that goes back not just to the mentorship program with them being open to questions and stuff like that, but just the culture in iWarehouse itself. Everyone's very willing to give you advice or help if you need anything, or if you need any resources, there's just some extra help to get you along the way too.
Great. Thanks, Trevor.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on. What are some of the challenges the company is facing currently, and what strategic work is the iWarehouse team currently prioritizing to help resolve? So we'll start with Jen.
Sure. So the challenge I'm going to speak to, I guess I like to call it a good problem to have. So with the tremendous growth that we've had in our team over the past few years, we've definitely experienced some growing pains. We saw a significant increase in the volume of business we were previously supporting, and it seemed to all happen within 1 month. It was very quick. So once this happened, we needed to quickly grow the team to support the new business and the new customers we had. We also had to, kind of learn and change to understand what these customer expectations were and some of the new roles and responsibilities that would be needed to support them. We've been constantly working to create strategies around how to reach more customers while still effectively ensuring customer satisfaction. So there's been, constant change happening for the past 3 years, and you need to change and be flexible to survive in this environment. It has definitely been a roller coaster, but one of the things that has been really great to see is the team step up to the challenge and, seeing them be successful in these times.
Great, thank you, Jennifer. John, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I do, Kate. Yeah, a current problem, as Trevor mentioned previously, is that COVID-19. Absolutely changing our environment, changing our lives, changing our customers' lives, and so forth. Compliance with contact tracing guidelines, not only for our customers in their own facilities, but our technicians going into the facility, even within our own Raymond Green corporate facilities, how that manages to be taken care of. Strict service scheduling, right? To even enter the facility, we just can't show up to service a forklift. Now, even if we see that remotely it needs service, we have to schedule a time when it's appropriate for the customer to come in, and only when that requires service, so they limit the number of people in and out of the facility. So it is a challenge, but one thing that I do find is that a lot of customers are seeing is, especially the ones who had iWarehouse before the COVID-19 hit, is that they can actually use many systems and services that we already had in place to help them with these challenges they have with COVID-19. Looking at utilization of vehicles remotely, so we don't have to go on site to actually read the hour meters off the truck. As far as scheduling goes, scheduling can be done automatically through dispatch services that notify the network and the enterprise of when things need to be done, so you don't have to make calls or actually have a person come in and talk to them directly. So I think those challenges are being addressed with iWarehouse, some of the components, and we're looking for more opportunities to help with that as we're trying to cope with this new situation. Another challenge as well is continuous information security updates, right? As Scott mentioned previously, we are about the data. We collect data on vehicles, we collect data on operator interaction with the vehicles and so forth. So especially with our worldwide customer base and the changing regulations within companies, states, countries, we have to be good stewards of our customers' data. We do that by initiating certification programs against ourselves to make sure that our information security is up to date. For example, we are currently ISO 27001 compliant. We do continuous reviews of our security policies and so forth through our Information Security Council. So we want to make sure that, again, we treat that customer's data as best and securely as possible, but that is a challenge for everybody in this world today, that everything's connected and everything communicates with itself.
Thank you. Great insight, John. Definitely challenges, but what's work without challenges, right? Gives us an opportunity to solve them. So thank you both. All right, moving on. Trevor, this is another co-op focused question. So do you feel you have been given meaningful tasks that add value to Raymond and or the iWarehouse team?
Yeah, I can confidently say yes, because there's only so much you can learn in the classroom, and once you get beyond the boundaries of that and actually get into the real world, I call it, you can actually apply your knowledge and solve real world solutions. So there's only, like I said, only so much you can learn on a university level. So university is kind of like a little bit of safe haven, and then having a co-op experience is like a step into the real world. So you can have that real world application and really learn things that you wouldn't have learned in the classroom too. So there's so much stuff that I've learned in the last year that the classroom could never teach me. And it's good to have that knowledge versus someone who maybe wouldn't have had that internship experience or co-op experience that can have under my belt too, that can, better assist me in my academic career and also my professional career as well. So I believe that, I've been very challenged while working at iWarehouse, but it's a good kind of challenge because you wouldn't have been able to experience this unless you have worked here at iWarehouse. So yeah.
Great, thank you, Trevor. All right, and we'll wrap up with one final question. What are a few of the highlights within the company as the industry has evolved over the years? So we'll start off with Scott for this one.
Yeah, so I want to talk about strategy, technology, and people. Raymond has long been an innovator in the industry. We have the original patent for the pallet, which we donated back to the industry for the general well-being of society. And we have the original reach truck, and we've kind of continued that trend with iWAREHOUSE. We were the first to integrate a multifunctional touchscreen display on the truck, combining a number of displays into a single display, really optimizing the operator experience. And with what we did with iWAREHOUSE, it actually led to an industry award. We won the Material Handling Education Foundation Incorporated award for changing the industry, right? So the industry even recognizes Raymond's role and contribution in the way we've changed the way our customers do their business. Right? We've got that's the strategy piece. We got the technology piece with the hardware and the data, and lastly, it's really the people. Like John Rosenberger is a living, breathing example with us today. Last year, he won the MHI, the Material Handling Industry Mentor of the Year Award. John, is well known in the industry. Pick up any article, you're apt to see his smiling face and his quotes in print. But I want you to think about this, right? If you're looking for a great place to work, if you look at last year, half of John's staff was promoted to managers or supervisors. So you got someone that's working for a well-known company, right, in an industry that everybody uses every day, and you got top-notch people winning high-caliber awards. So to me, that makes it a really incredible place to work.
Thank you, Scott. You sell it very well. And I agree, Raymond is a great place to work. All right, John, how about, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, that's a tough one to follow up there, Kate, but I'll give it a try. But yes, I see it as a great use of technology, right? We have the same thing occurring in other industries. Our automotive industry, you see cars now, they have automatic lane departure alerts. The camera systems all over the place. A lot of driver assist technology. You see that same type of technology being used in our industry as far as driver assist and operator assist for our vehicles, try to make them as safe as possible, but also be as efficient as possible to do their work. So as far as technology goes, it's a great place to work because the opportunities are almost endless. As you see advancements in other places, Raymond and our enterprise also wants to put those same advancements into our vehicles and our industries, right from just a simple putting a camera to see where the forks are, all the way up to automated and autonomous vehicles. Same things you see in the auto industry, you're seeing in our industry as well. So I think it's a great opportunity, and it's no bounds hold.
Thank you so much, John. Yeah, it's so much more than just a manufacturing plant of forklifts these days. We have grown immensely, so we should not be underestimated. And then finally, let's hear from Jennifer.
So I think the most significant example that I have is really looking at the evolution of our customer relationships. So today, looking at our customers, they have a higher expectation of service and what it means to be a true partner. This has created a different type of relationship with our customers. I think in the past, we often saw sales guys walk in, sell a service, and maybe you never saw them again. We've evolved past that, and we have created long-term relationships with our customers. We collaborate with them, depending on the customer, on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis to help them continue to improve their business and achieve their goals. That is a change that I have seen here in my career, and I think that separates the companies who maybe one-time vendors versus potential lifetime partners. So I think that's something great that Raymond has done, and it really makes this a great place to work.
Thank you, Jennifer. One more reason why they should come work for Raymond. All right, so with that, I think we've gone through our entire list of questions. I want to thank each one of you for attending today and providing the insight for us on iWarehouse, and also just thank you for viewing out there. And we will leave you today with a slide that just gives you potential roles that may be a good fit for you in the iWarehouse team based on your degree. So take a look. Be sure to visit our webpage at raymondcorp.com, and then there's a little careers link at the top that will direct you right to our careers site so you can see all of our available positions. So thank you again.